Yeah, I mean, it's not Michael Carrick per se, it's the principle of the fact that obviously I do believe that Manchester United should appoint the best manager that they possibly can that's available in the world, and in the summer there's going to be Carlo Ancelotti, Thomas Tuchel, Nagelsmann, and amongst many others, world-class managers. Some of those managers who have won Champions Leagues, they've won Premier League titles, they've got great experience, and Manchester United have had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they've had Erik ten Hag, and they've had Ruben Amorim, that are quite young managers in their journey. And I just feel it's time now maybe just to settle on more of an experienced manager who's been around the block.
And I suppose Roy's point on that, Gary, was that are any of those big names, those top managers, top head coaches, going to want to come into this environment at Manchester United? And so the supplementary question for you is, almost 2 years on to this Ineos control at Manchester United, are you convinced there has been enough progress that the right decision makers are in the right place to take this club forward?
I mean, at the moment they're really struggling on the football side of it. However, the training ground's been renewed, the stadium plans are in place, hopefully that can get away, and there are at least some football people in the football department which there weren't previously, so there are some signs that are better. However, it's been a massive struggle for Ineos to get the football side right and get the decision making right. This next appointment, that is why I say this next appointment is critical, and it's not time for a risk. I mean, keeping a young manager who's not really sort of been around the block at this club has proven not to be successful. Some will say that we've had Jose Mourinho and Louis van Gaal and that's not been successful, but I would say that it's now time to remove as many risks as possible, and this next appointment is vital in terms of obviously Ineos. And don't forget the Glazer family, they are still the majority shareholder in the club. Ineos are providing them with a nice umbrella at the moment, stopping rain pouring on their head, but they shouldn't be forgot about. They're still making decisions as well.
Yeah, it's a special feeling, guys, I have to say. I think you know what this kind of means to me, and being involved with the club for so long, that, you know, that's kind of one side of it. That's, to be honest, put to one side as well. You know, there's a big role to do and a responsibility and an important one, and I feel that as well. You know, and I'm ready for it. I'm really looking forward to it. You know, I think we've had a good few days, obviously short and prep in some ways, but good few days, and the boys are ready. So for me, that's more important than anything else.
You say it's been a good few days. Obviously, when a manager takes over a job, you know the score, that they're coming in at a time of difficulty. What are your first words to those players on Wednesday morning when you saw them?
That I'm here and the staff's here to support them, to help them, and to push them as well. You know, and that was the message. I think it's important we're all in it together, and we feel that in whatever way that is, whether that's performance, whether that's battling, whether that's surviving, to get through certain moments. We're all in it together, but certainly we're there to support, and even more importantly, to push to get the best out of them.
One of your lines yesterday that I actually liked in your press conference, you said that if you don't want the expectation, then this is not the club for you. Is that something that you've had to explain to the players in the last few days?
I wouldn't say explain, but it's that's it. You know, that's it. And you either thrive and you buzz off it, and you get a real kick from it, and you think this is where I want to be, or you think it's a little bit too much for me. And it's so extreme, and the extremes when you get it right are incredible. So that's why we're here.
Just moving on to your team selection stage, obviously Manchester United have struggled defensively this season. They've got a goal in them. Does Harry Maguire coming back really sort of help deal with that problem?
Yeah, I think experience is important in certain moments as well, and feeling it and knowing it. And I mean, it's not every solution, but it certainly helps in certain moments. And I think today is one of them. And so it's good to have Harry back. Yeah, there's the balance. There's obviously the game plan. I think there's managing the game through how we think it'll flow, first half to second half. I think we've got a really strong group of players on the bench that come and finish the game for us as well, and hopefully make a big difference second half. So. There's obviously a lot goes into it, yeah. But yeah, we want to be defensively as sound as we can possibly be, and obviously keep the threat. We've got some fantastic attacking players who scored a lot of goals, and we need to keep that as well.
You mentioned game plan there. Is the thinking that you're going to sort of stay in the game first half, and then obviously you put Cunha and Sesko on the bench, that basically later on you'll feel the crowd sort of come with you? Is that the idea of what you're thinking?
Stay in the game, no, I think...
no, but just obviously be a bit more sort of pragmatic in the first parts of the game.
I just think there's certain things we need to be aware of and we need to deal with. But again, it's not about stopping. It's about being progressive really, and actually having what we feel can be our threat. I'm sure they're going to be thinking the same. It's exactly what you have two teams before a game, but we've got our ideas, and we'll see how the game progresses.
You know, you make always a point when we've been doing this for the last couple of years together, and you always talk about the dressing room, don't you?
Right.
And someone like Johnny Evans going in that, who's just come out of the dressing room, could help in certain aspects.
In what way, Mike?
I take your point
In what way?
in terms of his inexperience in terms of the coaching, but being in the dressing room, knowing how a modern day
He was in the dressing room last year when they finished 15th.
Yeah, but he knows the group. He knows the group.
Oh, he knows the group, all right. They finished 15th. What was he doing last year when they finished 15th? What's Harry Maguire? What's all these experienced players doing? So if you're a player and you're on about why, and you're sitting in the dressing room and go, I'm going to bring Johnny back as an ex-player. What's the logic in that?
It goes back to
if you bring
Studge's
back
point.
an ex-player,
What's his role?
What's his
role?
That's the point.
well, it won't be coaching, will it? Because I don't mind an ex-player coming back and go, listen, he's been working away in the lower leagues, or he's been getting his hours in. So you're bringing a lad in. You're suggesting to bring him back because he
Johnny
knows the
Evans
players.
isn't the discussion, though, Roy. We're
That's
talking about
the issue
Michael
of bringing
Carrick.
him in.
We're talking
Of
about
course.
Steve Holland. We're
I
talking
get
about
that.
Jonathan Woodgate. Johnny Evans has come
But I
in
voiced my
as an
concern about the
addition.
manager and his staff. We sit every week going, United have to get the best of the best. So all of a sudden they're bringing managers in. And I know it's a situation, and that's not on Carrick. You come in, and then I'll take a gamble with one or two lads who've never coached at this level.
Daniel, let me ask you. Daniel, let me ask
If they
you.
were available next week to any club in the world, if they were being headhunted, nobody would come after him. Well, that's where he's obviously a talented boy. When you talk about build a team around him, has he got that leadership skills? Has he got that character? We've not seen too much from the last few months now. You said the previous manager, he did get one or two opportunities. He didn't take it. But for any young player, especially at United, you can have your ups and downs. And I think he's had a difficult few months. Obviously, when he's not playing, his brother didn't help the situation with kind of bit of a sideshow. But this is again the proof. He gets this opportunity. He'll be delighted. You're on about getting trust from a manager. Say, in you go. Now go out and perform. But there's still question marks over him. I'm still not convinced with him yet, but he's still inexperienced in the sense of playing lots of games.
Yeah, I think he's a confidence player, personally, and I think he'll grow in confidence, but he needed that from the previous manager. He didn't get it. I think the previous manager was brutal about, OK, if you're not good enough for me, you got to wait your turn, and I'm not prepared to, try and help you grow. It's a longer-term project. I love the fact that the manager said, you know what, it's only a year and a half ago, you were one of England's best midfielders, you were a top player, you scored very good goals, you were building something. Then unfortunately the other manager didn't fancy it. And that's football, isn't it? Managers don't fancy it,
but that's
you
the
go
challenge
again.
for a footballer. If somebody comes in and doesn't fancy it, you have to try and prove him wrong. OK, the manager's gone now, he's got this opportunity, which you always do get in football. He's now got to take it. He's got to stay in that team over the next few months.